On May 1st, 1960, an American pilot named Francis Gary Powers started a mission from the CIA headquarters in Pakistan. The mission was to fly over Soviet airspace and do a reconnaissance of their weapons and nuclear facilities. The plane he was flying was shot down in the afternoon of May 1st, 1960. Khrushchev announced that an American spy plane had been shot down and the pilot captured. He wanted to keep the tensions low and demanded that Eisenhower give a full apology and give a statement saying he had no knowledge of the flights. Eisenhower, however, refused to deny the knowledge. Instead, he said that he knew of every flight and approved them personally. As a result, Khrushchev also denied to come to the Paris summit. Francis Powers is currently being tried for spying by the Soviets. If this trial goes poorly, he will be looking at 3 years in prison and 7 more in hard labor. In the future, we may be able to trade a captive for him.
And now we have a top story coming in from across the globe. 6 years ago, the US and 11 other countries formed an alliance called the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or the NATO for short. Following the admittance of West Germany into the NATO, the Soviet Union has formed a rival alliance. The communist nation formed an alliance with Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Poland, and Romania by signing a treaty named the Warsaw Pact. Just like the NATO, these countries act as one big country, meaning if one nation under the treaty was attacked, all were attacked. Now to Alec reporting from West Germany.
Thanks, Spencer. Here in West Germany, many reports are coming in about how the Soviet Union is treating its allied nations. The Soviets are using this Warsaw Pact as an excuse for using force on the communist nations. The Warsaw Pact gave rights to the Soviets to express tighter control over Eastern Europe. Any revolt of any kind would be dealt with by military force and carried out by the Warsaw Pact instead of just the Soviet Union.
Every morning in Kansas City, something magic happens. Come to Worlds of Fun and share the magic.
On the day of November 9th, 1989, the 28-year-old wall that split East Berlin and West Berlin tumbled down, leaving one broken city, Berlin.
When World War II was coming to a close, the Allies divided Berlin into 4 zones, yet only America and the Soviet Union fought.
The once dreaded communists versus the newer democracy, which in turn made Berlin hate the communist life.
With many escape attempts and failures, the people of East Berlin felt like they had no option. Tearing down the wall was the final stage.
Eastern Berlin and Western Berlin soon came together and reunified on October 3rd, 1990.
I am pleased to announce that we have the one and only Michael Jackson here with us today.
It's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure to be here.
So tell me about your recent successes in the music industry.
Well, I've had a lot of hits recently. Money just keeps flowing in. With Thriller a couple years ago, got Man in the Mirror this year. I remember back to my time with the Jackson 5. It has really changed since then.
Since you mentioned the Jackson 5, what's your greatest memory from being in the group?
Definitely the family, man. I wish we kind of still had that group together, you know? It's a great bonding time. Music is great bonding.
I bet it is, man. And speaking of your music, let's get a look in from your concert a few weeks ago. You have some crazy dance moves, and that voice is amazing.
Thanks, man. It takes a ton of practice. Trust me.
I believe you, man. I might have to get some lessons from you in the future. And one more quick question. It's kind of personal if you don't mind.
No, man, it's cool. I don't really care. You ask me anything you want.
Okay then. Why did you get so many plastic surgeries and change your face so much?
I actually get that question a lot. You see, I was doing a Pepsi commercial a couple years back, and there was a little accident. I got some pretty bad burns on my face. And the surgery that I had, I didn't really like the outcome of it. So, went in for some more plastic surgery. Came out like this.
Well, thanks for coming in, Michael. I had a great time, and I know the viewers did too.
No problem, man.
February 13th, 1980 was the day of the opening ceremony of the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid. There were 1,100 athletes that competed, including 7 nations. This Winter Games was the first ever time artificial snow had to be used. The American hockey team made a great upset, beating the Soviet Union. The American hockey team had 4 wins, 0 losses, and 1 tie. The game between the US and the Soviets was played on February 22nd, 5 days before they beat the Soviets 3-2 in the 1960 Olympics at Squaw Valley. The United States threatened to boycott the Summer Olympics because they did not want it to be hosted in Moscow because of the issues with Afghanistan at that time. The boycott did, however, happen because of President Carter's decision. On March 21st, 1980, he met with 150 coaches and athletes, telling them about his final decision to boycott the Olympic Games. The boycott never actually had an impact on the Soviet Union so far, because they have not drawn troops from Afghanistan yet.